you from the bottom of my heart for believing with talent yama artist amaningi, young and old, as the Nawa family. The journey that I've traveled with you is so unbelievable. I started working with Regina Nawa and Mlangeni Nawa from Kakipsin Kente. And I also worked with them with Eziko Productions. So, Ntanda Uguti, Pradon, may your soul rest in peace, Brashuks. May your wife and your kids be protected, be blessed. In the name of Jesus, I also pray that your legacy, Ingakoshwa, you will forever be in our hearts. Lala ngutolo skimzozo samino Brashuks. Thank you.
Khotsong Baratua. Ansazi spiti sanbonan. Okay. Nijan. Nkata ukuthola umlayezo right now, from a reliable source. Phela nginama contacts are serious mina. Apparently kushubile ezulwini right now. Ziyabuya busantu santu, if ongabazi ubusantu santu ngicela umhlebele if yabazi ubusantu santu ukuthi yini. But ubusantu santu as we speak ezulwini, in fact from the day kuthiwa Bradon hak ziwile uyabagijimisa laqhasha abanye bamazi ngomhlongo, so kune confusion nje nabotata uMandela bayazi la khetha uba ngubani kyalona ke ngoku Praveen, what's happening with this guy? Gubani lo? Praveen doesn't know who the guy is, and he says, maybe we should ask the father of theater, Gibson Gand. Mtutuzali. Obragip is somewhere rehearsing the cast abo Mameri, Nabonda Bamshogo, they're busy rehearsing Isikalo 4. Gobi. O Tata, O Madiba, Pa, no Tatu Sisulu. They don't know the guy. Gobi. Na balapana nyababona Oprah you. No Mlangeni manabo that busy arguing. It's my song. It's a Rafina man. No, that Brother Joe. It's not your song. Yes, it's your song, but I made it popular. Now lapana unanziga. But anyway, that's the type of a person who Brashuks was for me. He was very, 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 very naughty. The character didn't come by chance because he was a very naughty old man that I've known. He was a very, if you know no Brashuks, you know he had something to say. He would be driving no Brashuks, and then he would say, Ewan Gilbert. And then you ask Brashuks, do you know this guy? No, Angmaz, he looks like Gilbert. He was that creative, Brashuks. But if someone knows John Latta, without Sugar, Don Eric Mlangeni, there wasn't going to be me. Because this guy discovered me. He discovered me, I think, like Sister Nawa had rightfully said, we all have encounters, no Brashuks, different encounters. But he was that kind of a guy. He was that kind of a guy. He discovered me. If Kuguti, he was not born, I don't think anybody would have known me. So I want to say today, I'm not sad. I'm not sad goodbye to Brashuks because I got a chance to tell him how much I appreciated him. I got a chance to tell him I am who I am today because of him. And when I sent him the SMS the other day, in fact, he voice note. And then he calls back and he said, hey, Jody, so you have now. No, I was just saying, Brashooks, I want to tell you, Sapila, what he has in. You did so much for me. Because I don't want, if one of us goes and then we say, I stand in front of Pakwabantu saying, hey, Ubrashooks, this Ubrashooks, when I never told you. So when I told him, knowing him, he just got upset with me. And he said, he never liked to praise Ubrashooks. So, but Mama Nawa, the family and everybody all were close to Brashooks. Siyabonga kakhulu. Siyabonga. Thank you.
That's the colorful person I was talking about. We got to find out how naughty Bradon is on set all the time. You know, and you just be like, this old man, you know, there was never this thing of Kimotona, and so you must treat me as such. I saw, you know, Gege posted a video on Instagram of how he was looking forward to being called Nkulu by Gege's son. We Taupile Bradon with kids that weren't his, and we are grateful to Wena Mama Zinganzake Abazulu. You borrowed us an amazing father, an amazing grandfather, an amazing leader. The mark of somebody showing you that they respect your work in this line of work is them giving you as much as you are giving, and Bradon gave to us, whether it was off screen or on screen. He made sure that we felt validated. But isn't it deep? Because tiwa kumanzi phansi ezulwini, tiwa kubi kishwa idayila zonke, and if laba bebangazi abazi uBradon was ujayiva. And at this time I'd like to introduce the band Concrete Jungle.
My name is Nawa Ndatane. I'm coming from Concrete Jungle, and I have a smaller haircut, beautiful face for Baba.
Jehovah is your name. Your name Sing with me. Jehovah is your name. Oh, Jesus. We sing Jehovah is your mighty warrior. We go. Mighty warrior. You are always great. Sing. You are mighty warrior. Mighty warrior. Great.
We know how to give God praise. I'd like to ask for a round of applause for God giving us Upradon and Mlangeni. Give God praise because God gifted us with an incredible man. Give God praise today that we have breath in our body, that God has given us the gain of an angel today. So give God praise. That applause ended too quickly for God. Give God praise for giving us Pradon today. Please. Premier Sophia, I'd like to acknowledge you at this time. And thank you so much for your support of Ubabdon. Really, it is encouraging to see government supporting us at many levels. We are but not children who work in isolation. We are children of this country that need upliftment as a whole. So we are so grateful that you are here, that you didn't send somebody, that otshwara mama ka letsogo and you are saying, Kim. At this time, I would like to call on the MMC of Community Development, Abuti Tebogo Nkonko.
The program directors, the members of Nawa family, the Honorable Premier, Mr. Panzali Sufi, the Honorable NEC for Education, Sports, Arts and Culture and Recreation, Mr. Matume Chiwani, councillors present, esteemed colleagues in government, veterans of the creative industry, distinguished guests, fellow artists and friends, good afternoon. It is with a heavy heart but deep gratitude that I stand before you today to pay tribute to a true titan of South Africa arts and culture, Mr. Don Mlangeni Nawa. As a city of Johannesburg and the Department of Community Development, we are honored to host this memorial in his name here at Soweto Theatre, a fitting venue for a man who was not just a part of the stage, but helped build the very foundation upon which it stands. Mr. Don Nawa was more than a veteran performer. He was a vessel of our history, a voice of our lived experiences, and a mirror through which we saw our joy, our pain, our resilience, and our beauty reflected back to us. His passing on the 16th of April 2025 marks the end of an era, but not end of his influence. Over a career that spanned over 45 years, Mr. Nawa carved a path few could even dare to follow. From his early days performing with great Gibson Cantor to becoming a household name in shows like Swedish Knives, Isidingo, Uzalo, and most recently Savage Beauty. His presence was a magnetic and unforgettable. His voice, his gesture, his timing, everything about him told the story of a master at work. His contribution to the arts was not confined to the performance alone. As a director, concept developer, floor manager, and founder of Ezico Production, he built platforms for others to shine. As a community theatre developer, he poured into the next generation of actors, helping them believe in their craft and their purpose. He was a recipient of 4 Best Actor Awards, 8 nominations, 2 FNV Vita Awards, and 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards, including the Simon Mabunu Sabela Awards and the Royal Sophie Awards. These accolades are not just symbols of recognition. They are monuments to a lifetime of a service to storytelling. But beyond the awards, it is the moral rights here at Soweto Theatre that reminded us he was not only celebrated in the arts, but by the community that raised him. To the Honorable NEC Matume, thank you for walking this journey with us and for your consistent commitment to the preservation of our heritage and upliftment of creative voice. Your presence here today is not only appreciated, it affirms how much the province value its cultural stalwarts. To the family of Mr. Nawa, we thank you for sharing your husband, father, and grandfather with the nation. Please know that we are not just mourning his death, we are celebrating his life, a life that was inspired millions. Let us carry forward his torch. Let us honor his memory by investing in the arts, protecting our heritage, and nurturing young talents with the same generosity and fire that he did. Rest well, Mr. Don Mlangeni Nawa. You are a national treasure. Your legacy is eternal. Your story lives on in all of us. Izeletu auto continue. I thank you. Rest in eternal glory, Baba Mlangeni. Thank you.
Thank you so much, MMC Comdev. At this time, I'd like to call on the MEC of Sports, Arts, Culture and Education to give us a eulogy on behalf of the Gauteng Provincial. Please welcome MEC Madumechula.
Thank you once more to the rather beautiful, beautiful program director. Let me start. Sanbonani, Molweni, Abshin, Nda. Good evening. Evening was still afternoon. Still afternoon. Thank you and good day. Everybody for being here. Thank you so much. I know that we usually don't speak when we have our bosses in our presence. But then just because I'm here, I'll start by acknowledging the Honorable Premier of Gauteng Province, Tate Panyaza Lusufi. Program directors have acknowledged you, the bereaved family, the Nawa, Mlangeni and Robo families, fellow government officials that in the city, in this regard, the MMC, members of the art community, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, friends, and all who gather today to honor a true South African treasure. I do stand before you as many have shared, with the heart that is both heavy and full. Heavy because our industry, our nation, and all who knew him have lost a towering presence. Full because the legacy of Don Mlangeni Nawa leaves behind is nothing short of extraordinary. But Don, as many affectionately call him, was not just an actor who graced our screens. He was a living library, as correctly articulated, of our nation's stories, a guardian of our cultural heritage, and more importantly, a bridge between generations of South African artists. With over 45 years, we have watched him transform our countless characters into countless characters, each one imbued with dignity, nuance, and the unmistakable Bradon magic. From his early days, as many have said, alongside the legendary Gibson Kente in revolutionary musical theatre, to his unforgettable performances as we've got to know him in all those films and stories he told. Amongst my favorite, School is Nice, as well as many others, including up to Uzalo, and many other countless productions where he had acted. But today, I stand here on behalf of Gauteng Provincial Government. I want to speak about Bradon, many South Africans never saw on screen. The man whose most important work often happened away from the cameras. The work that intersected with the very mandate of our sports, arts, culture, and recreation department, Through Eziko Production, the company founded in 1998, Bradon was more than an entertainer. He was a vital partner in our province's cultural development. His work embodied the principles of nation building that our government strives to achieve. While many focus solely on their careers, Bradon collaborated with local and provincial initiatives to develop young talent, particularly from disadvantaged backgrounds throughout Gauteng and the country at large. We witnessed him spend hours mentoring young actors, patiently guiding them through fundamentals of the craft. He would say, open quote, acting is not just about speaking lines. He would say it is about listening deeply to the script, to your fellow actors, to the silence between the words, and most importantly, to the heartbeat of your community. Close quote. Program Director, many of today's successful South African actors owe their start to Bradon's mentorship. He did not just teach them how to act, he taught them how to survive and thrive in an industry that can be both magical and also quite merciless. He taught them the business side of entertainment, how to negotiate contracts, how to maintain their dignity in difficult circumstances, and how to use their platform responsibly. As a concept developer in both theatre and television, Bradon had an uncanny ability to create stories that resonate deeply with South African audience. He understood what our department consistently advocates for. The authentic storytelling is essential to healing our national wounds and building our shared identity. The Arts and Culture Department had the privilege of partnering with him on several community arts initiatives. We witnessed him work with the community theatre groups in townships across Gauteng, namely in Soweto, Alexander, Tembisa, and beyond. These were programs our department supported, recognizing their value in skills development and social cohesion. Bradon would arrive without fanfare, sit quietly observing rehearsals, then offer guidance that transformed not just their performance, but often their understanding of themselves. Theatre, he would tell these young people, is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is how we make sense of our world. His work with Eziko Production extended far beyond entertainment and aligned perfectly with our departmental mandate. He leveraged his influence to create educational productions that address pressing social issues, from HIV and AIDS awareness to gender-based violence prevention. The department supported several of these initiatives through our arts development programs, recognizing their value in both education and cultural expression. Bradon, as for our department, art was never separate from social responsibility. What made Bradon extraordinary was not just his talent or his achievements, impressive as they were. It was his unwavering commitment to lifting others as he climbed. In an industry often characterized by fierce competition, he embodied collaboration and community. He lived by a philosophy he often shared with younger actors. He would say, your success means nothing if you succeed alone. True success is measured by how many people you bring along with you. The accolades he has received, I can speak the whole day. I can speak all day. And these were never the end goal for Bradon. They were simply tools that allowed him to open more doors for others. Even in his latter years, when he could have rested on his considerable laurels, Bradon continued to actively be involved in community theatre development. And we say, as long as there are stories to be told and young people need guidance, you say, my work is not done. I want to MMC and the leadership of local government. I want to take this moment and really acknowledge and applaud, in particular currently the city of Mlangeni, for their swift and honorable response to Bradon's passing. Last week they convened a special council session dedicated solely to honoring Mlangeni Nawa and his contribution to our cultural landscape. Such recognition from our local government structures demonstrates the profound impact that Bradon had beyond the entertainment industry. It shows how his work transcended the stage and screen to touch the very fabric of our communities. Thank you. I was beginning to struggle here. As I was saying, it shows how his work transcended the stage and screen to touch the very fabric of our communities. This gesture by the city of Ekurhuleni stands as a testament to how deeply his loss is felt across all sectors of our society and serves as an example of how we should honor those who dedicate their lives to enriching our national cultural heritage. Today, as we bid farewell to this giant of South African arts, I make a commitment on behalf of Gauteng Department of Education, Sports, Arts, Culture and Recreation that his work will continue through our hands. The greatest tribute we can pay to Bradon is not just to remember him, but to continue his legacy through our provincial arts programs, through increased support for community theatre, and through a dedicated mentorship initiatives that reflects his vision. Ladies and gentlemen, as we stand here today talking about Bradon in past tense, I imagine that if we had a moment to ask him about the greatest role he has ever played in our screen, he would likely tell us it was not on television or on theatre. Those who knew him well would have shared that his true passion was being a bridge, connecting our past to our future through the stories we tell. Bradon, as we take a final vow, we promise that that bridge will stand strong. The seeds we planted in countless young artists will continue to grow. The communities you strengthen will remember your name. Thank you for showing us not just how to act, but how to live with purpose, with generosity, with an unwavering commitment to lifting others. On behalf of Gauteng Provincial Government, I affirm that your final resting place at the Hero's Ark is well deserved. For you were truly a hero to our province and our nation. Not because you were perfect, but because you were perfectly committed to using your gifts to advance arts and culture in ways that align with our development goals. I'm pleased to announce that in honor of Don Mlangeni Nawa's contribution to arts development, our department will be establishing the Don Mlangeni Nawa Arts Mentorship Program to formalize and expand mentorship work he was passionate about. This program will identify and support emerging artists throughout Gauteng, continuing the legacy of this remarkable South African. Lalang Paulo Kaweletu, rest in peace, our hero. I thank you.
Thank you so much, ABC. Hey, look, ABC. At this time, I'd like to call upon industry figures, PJ Governor Patuma Kwarela, as well as Mayor Clementine Musimane, while we roll a video of our favorite Bradon and his memories right up here. If you could just please make your way, Patu, PJ, and Mayor Clementine.
Now listen, man, it's not to do. I want to talk with you, my man. There's no one who's got the right to change my order. Right? Please don't make them do it.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patu Makwarela. I'm a television producer from a company called Cheza Pictures. And most of us in television called him Bradon. I met him when I was a television writer on a show called Uzalo, and he had just came in, and then when I left, we went and did a very small little show you might be aware of. It was called The River. And we wanted a character that has to play 4 scenes in only 1 episode. And we knew that we wanted him. And we knew that he was not going to agree to come and do 4 scenes in a new show. And we kind of had to bribe him. And I remember Guido and I sat with him and said, no, we just want you to come and do these 4 scenes. And if you do these 4 scenes for us, because we have never produced anything, almost every work that we do, we will cast you. That was the worst mistake I've ever made as a producer. He came in and he did, and I just think it was 4 scenes on the river in episode 1. And that character of Tato Mukwena lived with that show for 7 years, and he was only in 4 scenes. What that tells you is the brilliance of an actor that he was. That once he appears on screen, he becomes unforgettable. We all grew up watching him. He was a father to so many of us on television. And through him, we saw African fathers authentically reflected on television. And after The River, he would go and do other shows. And when he's not working, he will call me always at 10 p.m. and remind me of the promise I made him. And then we had to do Legacy with him. Because I had to honor the promise. And then we had to go and do The Republic with him. And the worst thing is that when we were doing The Republic, he loved reading books. And he knew I loved reading books, so he would come on set with books. And he borrowed me 1 book, and I made another mistake of losing that book. And every time I couldn't find the book, we had to cast him on something. And I think the book was out of print. Eventually, I have to keep looking for the book. And I go to him, I'm like, now my debt has been repaid. I saw him last year at the SAFTA. He says, no, for as long as I'm in this industry, you me a debt. For me, Bradon is that kind of an actor that has shaped a generation for young producers like us, who was so gracious and kind to every single person on set, who was the light on set. And I think in conclusion, I really want to thank the family. I want to thank the wife. I want to thank his children, that our industry is tough. It's long hours. It's weeks away from family. But I feel that he was able to give the greatness that is within him because you allowed him to be free, to be able to be present in our set for all the long hours. So in conclusion, thank you very much for giving us this man. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patu. Thank you very much, the very beautiful Dineo. Let me say that you are also very talented. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, and I greet you all in that very precious name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Whew, this is a little bit tough for me, as I'm sure it's for a lot of people. So, Patu is very often my boss. I'm a director, but let me rewind way back to 1988 when I was a young girl, not young, just out of university, moving to Johannesburg. And I came onto the set of a show called Isidingo. And Don walked up to me and he said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from the capital of India, Durban." And we had a bit of a laugh, and then subsequently I moved behind the camera. You know, ladies and gentlemen, at times like this, I don't know if you've asked yourself this question. Why are we born in this country, South Africa? I have asked myself that question so many times. Lord, why am I here? And I'm asking the question for Don. Why was Don born in this country, South Africa? Because had he been born in the United States of America, his career and talent would have surpassed any one of the big guys that you know. Denzel Washington could not even touch this man when the camera rolled. Oh, yes. And I'm speaking not because I'm a friend of his right here, because I'm speaking from the experience of being a director of his on set. Why? And when I ask this question, the answer is pretty obvious. When you go back, way back into the 1998 when Isidingo first started, there was that character of Zeb Matebane that needed to be seen. Patu alluded to the fact that, and I think even the MEC alluded to the fact that these characters need to be embodied by people that understood how difficult it was to be a man working in the mines, earning so little and seeing the world through his eyes. It is extremely difficult to be a man in South Africa, and that's quite funny because I am not a man, but I know that it's extremely difficult. And for all those people that watched that show way back then, that particular family meant so much to South Africans. And if you couldn't understand it as a black man in South Africa, you could understand it, or you could have a little peek into the window of what it must have been like if you were from another culture or another race. And he embodied that character with so much love. And if we go back to the 90s, when HIV/AIDS was something that was never spoken about, him and that family, KK, you remember those scenes, brought out this taboo subject, which has then become an opportunity for us to speak freely and to support people with HIV/AIDS. And he did that by his character in that show. I will tell you the one little thing that he used to do on set, and as a director, you never knew that he understood. You would give 1,000,000 notes to actors, and he would just stand there with this iconic frown. Everybody knows that frown. And just go, And when he walked away, or when you walked away from set, you had no idea whether he understood anything that you said, because he would just do that, you know. And I would sometimes look at KK, and when I saw him at Legacy recently, we had such a laugh about, I know exactly what you're going to do, Don. You're going to give me the nod and go, And then the camera rolls. And the magic appears, and everything that you thought as a writer, producer, director, that character was, he doesn't just perform it, he elevates it to such a level. He was never a celebrity. He was always an actor first. And that's why it's so befitting that he's here, and this memorial is here back at the theatre. He's come full circle, bringing it back at the theatre. And so I know we've got Clementine, and I don't want to take up too much time, but I just wanted to share something that you said, Chaplain, at the beginning, when you said, what is man that thou art mindful of him, or the son of man that thou visitest him? As an actor and performer, what we get to do, what Don gets to do, Bra Don got to do, was to show for a moment what man and what the human struggle is really about. And sharing that is so important. Being on shows that Chedza has produced, that other companies have produced every single day in a South African's life, is not just entertainment. It's a time for somebody to go, here's a man, here's a woman that shares my burdens. Our role, and the reason we are born in this particular beautiful country, is to help each other. That's all. It's to help each other. Not to look back, but to look forward. And so to these fine 5 young children that he leaves behind, and 3 grandchildren, let me say something to you. You have the DNA of a genius in you. Please use this, go forward and conquer in whatever it is you want to do. And with that, I'll hand it back to you.
Mama, let me, if I could ask you to come through.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Krije. Thank you, Mr. Pato. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, this is so heavy. This is so heavy. Thank you, Krije, for honoring him the way you honored him. Thank you, Tate Pato. Abuti Don, Tate Don, Malume Don, Sugar Baby. I used to call him that. Those who know Don, Rimita Sugar Baby. Yeah, he was really sugar. He was really sugar. The talent in this man is unexplainable. Abuti Doni was so disciplined. Abuti Doni had integrity. He embraced his talent with so much discipline, with so much honor. He wouldn't do anything without questioning. That is Abu Don. He gets a character, we get a scene, we sit down, we go through the scene and we speak through it, we talk through it, and if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. We have to go back to the director and question what is going on here. I want to talk about when I started seeing Abu Don not being well. We were on set, the estate, around about 2021, 2022. I saw Abu Don losing weight. I saw Abu Don being sick, but believe you me, he kept the discipline of being a thespian. Every morning when he was on call, he would be the first, if not the second, on set, on location. And one day I said to him, Abu Don, let's talk. We're working together, but I can see things are not right. What's going on? And we started to talk. And I said to him, can you pray? And he said, yes, let's pray. And we started to pray. Every morning I would send him motivational messages. I would pray with him on the phone. I would lift him up. There was no day when he came to set in that situation where he would say, I want to go home. He would rather ask to take a nap, gather his strength, and then wake up and then go to set. That was the Abu Don that I know. The discipline, the compassion that he had for his craft. Part of me is saying, why did you have to go so soon? And part of me is saying, Abu Don, if it was time, it was time. Our industry is a very difficult industry. Osrijana, thank you so much for allowing him to come to set, even when he was in that situation where we could see what he is fighting. He was a fighter, and the humor never left him. That is Abu Don. On the estate, you look at him, you couldn't see that he was sick, but the minute they say cut, he would say, let me just go and take a breath. That's Abu Don. May his soul rest in peace. To his children, as Krije said, he left his DNA with you. Run with his legacy. The discipline, the funniness, the humor. Abu Don Nanalibotu, he was so humane. Keep his legacy alive. Thank you, Mama Jaina. Thank you to his children for allowing him to play with us, to be a brother to us, to be a father to us, to be a husband. He was playing my husband, by the way. To be so disciplined. We learned from him. There will never be another Don Mlangeni Nawa. There will never be. We will miss his voice. We will miss that walk. We will miss him. That frown, we will miss. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you so much.
Sure. That Bradon treated this industry with, that he was. You know, it takes a certain amount of discipline to respect your line of work the way he did. I'll touch a little bit on what Patu said and a little bit on what Krije said. You know, Patu said we work long hours, you know, and Krije said he understood. You know, he'd stand there, he'd get a note, he understood. So much so, Bradon and Analabu show off, man. One night, Rashuta go state, we're running long, Mama Regina go vlel. One night, we're shooting long. And only the background actors, right? Was he was a political figure in, he was challenging the political status quo, go estate. So, Baba was his avaramanje, Naya's and Gomayam Zabalazo. Ishoni guys, Kalaningoma. Oh, guys, Anyas in Goma. Where was Anyas? No, Anyas. So much so Kasho of Aramzon Fundison Goma, so he found a match. And then a match led by him. We didn't know. We find out the story as we're shooting. Come photo. Voice voice and first part. Ya praton. Ayasaba makwala tubula. Kina go mangana go kiten. Rusta go dis hababson. Hanata ba praton uri. The neighbors say what? We are shooting on location. He doesn't care. At this time, I'd like to run another small video of memories of Pradon, and I'd like to call on Abantwana baga Babdon uayanda. Ayi nginamanga. Yo program yami yangibalekela. I'd like to call on industry figures asavela mqithi kuthiwa ndibize no Ayanda Mlangeni. Ayanda wayenesene emefana no baba. Keke, if you could please join us, and Wanda Zuma. As the video runs, please could you come forward? Yeah, and the done. Qualified context, yeah, video in it. We were shooting a scene. I had, I think for a month, found out that I was pregnant on set, and I did not know. These things, they happen. And as soon as Babdon found out, I told him 3 days after I found out, hey, Papa, hey, what to go shubile, come on. Babdon, I met in 2018 when we started shooting The Throne. And from the 27th of June up until now, he's always been a father to me. I sadly lost my dad when I was 12. And I shared that story, Liana. Coming onto set, The Throne, with Babdon, Linda Tejeri, it was the best feeling ever. I never felt lost. There was a scene that we needed to do, and it involved my actual stomach. And the way Papa Alaga, he refused. He was like, there's no such thing. You are not going to shoot with a live baby. Papa Don protected me above and beyond. Even when I was unfairly dismissed, he refused. He was like, there's no musiki without Ibu. It did not make sense to him. We were inseparable, to the point where when my son was born, 2 days after my birthday, it was not more than 2 weeks, Papa Don was in Kimberley. And he gave my son rolls of 200 rands. And he was like, I'm a grandfather. Papa don't know because I didn't understand why I can't hear. When he fell ill, I think it was probably 3-4 years back. And then I was like, it's quiet right now and I need medication for 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do what we need to do, get the meds, and everything was all right. Speaking to Alwane Maubani, I asked him, like, Nana, how do you feel? How's Mama? And Alwane was like, sis, I don't feel anything right now. I think I'm so distracted and I'm so fearful that this thing is going to hit me very, very late. But one thing for sure is Mama misses Papa. You can see it. Mama Regina, I've met you so many times. You're a wonderful woman. And thank you so much for also being a grandparent to my baby boy. Papa, I wish you were here to see him. He's such a grown man, 6 years of age. The loveliest little boy ever. Thank you so much as well
for being a father as well as and link that they done towards me. Le baba ngata ba le gore bana sebetsa le rona. But ba holo ha kwa tlo qala ke le di empa modimo ke yo ke a leboha.
In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. My name is Ayanda Mlangeni, and I'm honored to be standing here in Kulumengobab Dawn. Obab Dawn was a dedicated and compassionate actor. He mentored and supported many artists, embodying the values of creativity and inspiring us with his kindness, expertise, and commitment. His passion for the arts was contagious, we cannot deny that. And he had a way of bringing people together. Knowing that he was a call away was such a huge blessing to me. Hey, ngoba kwesinye isikhathi mangibona yabona engaphezu kwamandla ami ngile. Ngivele ngithi, Baba, sekwenze ngokwanokuthi. Let it be a personal thing, let it be a work thing. Ngisesethini Nkosi yami ngihlahlela amehlo ngithi we Jesu nakho ke. Athi mana ngani yami, mana. Uthi kwenze njani? Ngichaze futhi into leyo eyenzakalayo. Bese ayangihleka. And I'll be like, how am I the drama? Situation. I think he was just calm in the storm in every situation. Now ingqondo yakho was running wild. Kodwa bekhona. Isipho sakhe isipho esingaphiwa nomba. Us-impactile sibaningi i-industry namhlanje ngibona bonke ngikhule ngibabukela abangasebenza nabo, and in my head I'm like, what a man. Awubheke nje ijenzi ihlele namamillennial namhlanje ngenxa yakho uyabona. Siyabonga baba. I remember even when I was in varsity, because when I get everywhere, even Nagazar, I think I get it. Like, Mlangeni got done. I'm like, yes, correct. So I remember myself varsity. I'm internship. I'm like, how? I just arrived first year. Nkosi yami ngicela abantu uqoqe incwadi or something. Athi hayi kumele uhlanganiswe phela, kumele ushashe manje usho ukulungisa into zakho. So I knew very well ukuthi mangahlangani izizongikhalela bandla ngizoba senkingeni because ahlangana kanjani yini buhlulwa yini hayi bokhuluma utingani ngikusize fast. So rest in peace Kasela, your spirit of creativity and the love will live on enhlizweni zethu. May your legacy continue to inspire us to be better versions of ourselves, to chase our dreams, and even to spread the love and kindness wherever we go. Pepisani umndeni wakithi Mlangeni bogasela kahle pepisani. Umndeni wakanawo pepisani. Nanoma kunje uNkulunkulu seyinkosi ngaso sonke isikhathi. Thank you.
And I am humbled to stand before you and speak about such a remarkable man. I usually write something down just to understand what I'm going through, and I think it's fitting namhlanje ukuthi ngimfundele okanye nginikeze ithuba lokuthi ngikhulume about Obab Dawn. I met Obab Dawn at an audition in 2019, and we connected. Because and Obab Dawn really did not like umuntu oyifen. And before he left, because he went in first, he said, "Ungabi bari." And I didn't understand what he meant. And it was only in 2021 that truly sparked a beautiful friendship. Despite his fragility, his sense of humor and sternness remained unwavering. And he reminded me just before we did a scene on Abo Mamwat, what struck me the most about Obab Dawn is his wisdom, his fatherly affection, and we shared a star sign, and my birthday was on the 4th.
And he'd call every year since I've met him, 2021. And I'd remind him what's in him, darling, ngomhla 4 and ngomhla 7. Athi, yeah, bona kusuqala ukuba ibhari futhi. During one of the most challenging times last year, I called him up Don, and he said to me, I'm here anytime because you've been there for me when I needed you most. I'll forever be grateful for his unwavering support. After not seeing him for a while, I came back to Joburg and got Baba sengifile. Wathi ungahamba ungangibonanga. I'm grateful I went to see him that Wednesday, not knowing what the following Wednesday he would no longer be with us. It allowed him to meet my daughter. He said, take a picture of us. But she went to him and I took that picture, which I'll cherish forever. We went through so much over the years, and sometimes and he would call at him, Danami, I need you now. The day before he passed, one sent him a message, which I choose to call Mpago Wempilo, because to me that felt like a reassurance of his love and support over the years. So Uma, his Tanana, as he would call you, I am so sorry you've lost your best friend and partner. And I promise to keep the flame of our friendship burning and to remain family as Ubabdon would have wanted. I've lost a friend and a father. I love you and I'll miss you dearly.
Today is not easy. I would have loved for this to be Raijogoja, but we're also still processing, you know? I look around and I look at some directors who've led me, and they make sure Uguti Upradon still felt like the titan of a performer that he is. But I see you, Sanele Zulu. I see you, Figile. You know, I see all of you that are here to say, we made sure. And that is the one thing we can pat our backs with, is that Pradon wasn't relegated in his final creative years. In fact, we pushed, and he also pushed, and he said he will give the highest quality. It doesn't just end, no asavela, this note. These love letters from his extra children, Mama Regina. We're going to have a few videos from Musadzi, from Ustumo, and I hope I'm not incorrect, but as well as Tebo. Roll the tape.
Meet you all in the wonderful. What a sad moment, an interesting moment happening to us right now. To the family, Mlangeni, Nawa was an amazing person in the city. I'd like to send my condolences to the family, Mama. Siyabonga kakhulu to borrow us and lend us a legend of this magnitude to the children. Ubaba, who was also a father to a lot of us in the industry. I've spent a lot of years working with him, and I've learned a lot from him. One thing that I remember, and I will always cherish, is the fact that he said, Mutlatsi, there is no way the industry can stay the way that it is now with you guys still alive. The reason being, Nina Niles Kolwen. And those words have really affected me. There's no way that actors can be exploited in this industry. When you guys went to school for it, Tina's young, but we fought for our position, and we learnt it the hard way. He used to tell me stories about Pragib, with how hard they had to work to get in, and I will forever cherish those moments and the lessons learned and the wisdom that he shared with us. I mean, I had some great times at the Sidingo. I used to vorvai him so much, Upap. Like, within the scenes, I'd be like, I need to do something special in every scene so that I can keep him on his toes. And he really enjoyed that, and so being fortunate to have worked with him and Babu Joe Mafela, who I really enjoyed watching them when I was young, watching Is Good Is Nice, watching them play, doing things. Man. And Crash, and obviously Hlala File, I'm sure a lot of people have spoken about it, how he literally scared all of us. We've got a memory of this, and this good man who begas to said. But what a special memory to have in our hearts and to have been able to share it with this legend. So Bentando Guti, I wish I was there to be present. But Susan Muhammad, what is a figure? Daddy, we're gonna miss you. May your soul rest in peace. Shapota Malawa.
Sangona igama uStumo wabanjali ngingumlingisi kule industry yethu ya South Africa. Ishaqe kakhulu ukuzwa ukudlula emhlabeni ukaDon Mlangeni Nawa. Abaningi osakwethu sisebenza nabo simbiza ngoBradon. Kahle uBradon umthelela lowawo bawuthela la kumina usukela kude isasemncane nje ngebuka bona ubona kude la ehlabula khasha ngitshela ukuthi nangeli milanga ngingathanda ukuthi ngihlale umhlalo nje kuyena noba Jomafela abantu ababili ngakubukela kubona kakhulu maqhawa kulelise ngalelokudata kodwa uBradon wayne talent skill esikhulu esijulile bize simbona futhi abo hlala abafileyo isidingo miningi nje mhlala kodwa umthelela wakhe lowathela kumina kabo umthelela ukuthi ukuba i-lead actor lenta yona waye-lead actor number 1 on the call sheet. Ngiyembuka ngisakhula angimangele ukuthi lento lelo muntu yenza kanjani idanga kudala le phiphuke futhi kodwa ngithanda ngemidlalo yakhe ukuthi sasibwa sumndeni ekhaya futhi mina-ke mangibuka umdlalo ngithanda ukubuka abazali bami ngibuke nehlobo zami ukuthi babe kuyi-TV lo mlando abawubukayo ubenze uzizwe kanjani. uBradon hayi cha wayephiwe ngempela akwazi ukudonsa singathi udonsaphi leli ikhono lakhe akusobala ukuthi siphiwe lesi siphiwe vele asithola ngoNkulunkulu. Don ngikubula nje impela nje njalo behlala la TV ukuthi Prastus bese ngathi biza mina uqobo ngaba nenhlanhlanga sengingenela lokhakha sengisebenze isikhashana ngaba nethuba ukuthi ngisebenza la kwi estate ehlala uShedrick ngihlala umuzi phathwayo hayi futhi lapho hayi kumaningi nanaye angithuyile angithuyile impela kodwa phela kwazi ukutshengisa lokho ngoba uBradon lo into enhle ngoBradon ukuthi ngendlela yakhe wangisondeza eduze futhi asimuntu ongeneka kalula kumele kusebenzele lokho kusebenzele ukuthi akubone akuzwe asiyamukela ahlale nawe akusondeze eduze akukhulise akufundise axoxe futhi dole umbuzo izinto kuthiwa umuntu ulabe susumjwayele usungenile ukuthi axoxe ngayo le industry kwangempela emaqinzweni wayekhonze kakhulu kodwa ukuthi yayimhlupha phakathi ngiyasazi le industry le kuningi la isilimaza khona ngisho nasemphefumulweni kodwa uBradon angitshela ukuthi cha kunethemba la ikusasa lami kule industry mesakhona futhi esayinikela kangaka esayinisela kangaka futhi ngisebenza naye wasevele aseqala ukugula lokho angazi uma saqala kodwa nje ngangibona ukuthi cha asekho kahle kodwa wayiqhiyile salwa isebenza ngokuyikhala imisela futhi le nto nikuquzu ayinekuquzu ukuthi ngisinami ngiyimisele sisebenze ngakho ngokunye engiyibona ngaphakathi awuBradon unika indlela ukuthi nale character engiyihlalayo ngiyikhiphe ngendlela eliyona ayinithi nje uBradon indlela futhi ayinisa ngayo yonke into yakhe yayicacile hayi mathiwa khona umuntu onkatshiwe kulo mkhaba uyena umuntu engafuni ukuningi kuyena lapho ngifuna ukuthi ngiyabonga futhi ngaba nethuba futhi lokumbonga kaningi futhi ngoba kubalulekile ukuthi abantu abafana naye ubabonge besaphila lapho nje ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi ngambonga usenginike okukhulu ukuthi ngicabanga ngijule kuwo kakhulukazi ngale industry ngoba le industry isadinga umsebenzi isadinga abantu abayimiselayo isadinga abantu abayithandayo kulula ukuthi babe abantu bebuza ukuthi ufunani kule industry kanti sengibonile manje ngokubuka yena umbuzo kumele ngabe sayibuza manje ukuthi ufuna wena ukuyinikana i-industry ungabi into ephuma la kuwena kodwa into ephuma kuNkulunkulu lapho nje ngiyabonga nje kakhulu uyena uthando ayinalo ngale industry nokudlulana mina naye esabakha kuningi sasixoxa ngakho naBradon masi off camera singekho kwikamera kanje sixoxa ma-green rooms sisalindile ukuthi bathi action noma sisasebenza iscript sisithanda ukuthi sisimasaje iscript sisithole ukuthi lescript singani sifuna ukuthini lapho uBradon wayomuntu vele wayenesiphiwo sokuthola ukuthi lo mdlalo umele uthini hayi ukuthi ufuna ukuthini kodwa umele uthini ikule story lesi state sesibaleka ngaka kuyena kakhulukazi baqhuba umlalo womhlaba abajana abamnyama sawudinga umhlaba lesasitolo sesimthide kakhulu lapho nje ngithanda ukubonga umndeni wakhe ukuthi banikele ithuba leli lokungibonga futhi ngibonge nani umndeni wakhe mina bona ukuthi nasitshela yena sisebenze naye.
Dumela Asreji and family, Baholo, I want to send my deepest condolences, my heartfelt condolences, God the loss, my father, my friend, my mentor, your beloved, Bradon, may your soul rest in peace, Bradon. Condolences, family. My heart is breaking and bleeding. I can no longer come and attend. I'm still stuck in Cape Town, as you can see. Since I'm really busy shoot until next week Friday, I was supposed to come either latest Mawani or this early this morning, but there's been a change of schedule, so as kissing. Condolences to Oliver Kingston. Remember that you had a hero in that man. We'll miss his jokes, we'll miss his passion, we'll miss above all, you've lost a family member, a part of you, a part of us. So Kopalebra Kingston. I had even written a speech. I'm not sure if I should read it out to you. I had written it, quite a lengthy one, but I had written it to Brashuga, to Bradon. One of the lines goes something like, I'm one of the most blessed actors to have worked with the greats like Bradon, Sugar, Mlangeni. Truly blessed. As a young actor coming into the TV scene, straight from Goskolo, and then Kikana Mumatsong Abu Bradon. A humble, powerful actor, a father figure, a hot man, time, a friend. I thank the heavens. I worked with Bradon. I learned a lot from Bradon. I stole some ideas from Bradon. He inspired me, he mentored me, he guided me. But I'm glad that our paths have crossed. May your soul rest in power, Bradon. It's a right for you. People Darlington Michaels, Michelle Bottas. Fairly well, my brother. Thank you.
What's happened about Lotto Habaruisa Tata, Horana Romansa Horoko Cape Town? Handiging. I'd like to steal a small moment, if you'll allow me, Mama Regina. I want to call Ubab Magic Sajwayo to just pay his respects.
Thank you very much. May I start by greeting the bereaved family, Mema Nawa, the kids, and everybody. I'm told not to be long. Gauri Nako, Barijilo Ginja, Tsuburginja Kaija. Let me also greet Ntate Panyaza Lisufi, my friend. I'm very happy that you are also here. And I'm not going to talk a lot ka sugar. Karuna nerimitsa sugar though. Babanga tanza bara Bradon. Nane lendwana monna. Onale munyani monna. But I'll just quote a few movies. I remember the first time we were shooting Gwakala Nyonini, part 2, where he came in as a lawyer. And Ale lawyer, my wife, Beauty. And then every time when I wanted to speak to him as a lawyer, onang khapela go thuko are angizanga ngawe la ngizengumngakho. So We've worked together on that production, and then when we finished that production, that company, Skulls Films, was one of the busiest companies by then. And after we shot that Kwakala Nyonini, the director, Bob Riley, may his soul rest in peace. Bob Riley said to me, Magic, we are coming now with another 13 episode, which might be 24 episodes because of the script. I like the script. And so you are going to play a lead on that one as Zakem Song. So I said to Bob, unfortunately, let me say something. I was the favorite Kanakwe Skulls Films. I said to Bob, because when Skulls Films was shooting movies, we were not going for auditions. We were being auditioned in the office, and then we were given characters by then. So Bob said to me, Magic, you are going to portray this role, Yazakem Songo. Then I said to him, Bob, unfortunately, I can't be in that movie. Reason being, Rona Lebovus Dibakwane and Bo Simon Sabela and all the other guys are going back to Philo Peters Films to shoot the part 2, Yefalagwa Mtetwa. Now, unfortunately, I can't play on this one. Then Bob said to me, tell me, Magic, now, who can portray this role? No, you've got so many actors that you can choose from. Then he said to me, I've got 2 guys in mind that I want them to portray this role. He said it was Sidney Chama, the late Sidney Chama, may his soul rest in peace too. Sidney Chama and Don Mlangeni. Now, what do you think, Magic, of the 2? Then we sat down with him, we read the script. After reading the script, then he asked me, who do you think can portray this part the way I want it to be? We both chose Ushuga. We said, Sugar will portray it. Then he said to me, do you know where he stays? I said, yes, he was still staying at Orlando West. Then he gave me a car and said to me, let's call him and go and pick him up. Then I went to Orlando West, Mo Sugar Nadulati, to go and pick him up. Then I said to him, Sugar, this is yours. Auna audition, auna next. You are just going straight into that role. And Sugar came. I want to tell you, he mesmerized that character. Apapala role, I think Linna, I wouldn't have done that role the way Sugar Aiba Petrin that. And then after that, Bob phoned me and said, Magic, we were right. That guy is 1 out of 100. So after that, then we went to shoot, I think in a yes, ko Penguin Films, ha shooter Mtena's Good is Nice. Though now I had a cameo role in that one. But when I came into that set and find him there, oh, Sugar, with his silly smile. Sugar was naughty. He was very naughty. Sugar na kwarana, katsila engwe, okasitsibeng. Unata ukwara Sugar, how utlaba smile, ukara abuanits. That was Sugar for you. So I'd like to say to all the people that have worked with Sugar, please, armolokulengatamai. Uberekile, he has done his part. Baba rutileng kaufela, I know they are from good hands from Sugar. Baitutilen totsangata moyena. And then to the family, I'd like to say, Mama and your children, maybe, I don't know, I might quote something, Motlhomo, but Babangata will think that I want to preach. I'm not preaching. So I'd like to quote Mama from the Bible. Hore, all of you, whenever you feel that leamogopola, whenever you feel that sugar, is roaming inside your house, just take your Bible and open John 16 and read from verse 33 and 34, where it says, ke le rutile ntotse ninifundise lezinto nganitshela ngalezinto ukuthi nina emhlabeni niyakuba lusizi kodwa qinani isibindi ngoba mina izwe ngilinqobile. So that's sugar for you. Izwe ulinqobile. Untshелile lezinto ngokudlala nangokwenzani nokugula kwakhe. You have seen him ukuthi ukugula kwakhe kungenelele kakhulu la ningasathembi khona kodwa qinani isibindi ngoba yena izwe ulinqobile. I thank you.
Representatives Uzakhele Nawa noMamile Mlangeni to give us a few words.
I heard a number of people saying protocol observed, so I have to say the same. I'm a Nawa, representing the Nawa family. As a family, the first thing that I would like to say is that we have lost one of our great sons. Sugar is one of us, though some of you might have watched the podcast with Mashabela. That's where he laid out his history as to say how he became Nawa. Normally we change cinema when you get married. No, he's not married to Nawa. You know the reason he gave it to the public in the Don Mashabela. As a family, we had traversed quite a difficult period towards the end of his life. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But through, I would say, the grace of God, we managed to do whatever we can until he was called to the higher echelons. Let me say to you, you know, history or life has taught me that it is how you are treating people that they will show respect back to you. The number of people that honor you resembles how good you were to them. Number of speakers spoke about Sugar being a good person, lovely and jolly. He was also helpful. I remember him on the numerous times when we would go to Natal. So now he's a baby, but we usually go to Natal. I undertook a lot of trips with him to Natal. The way he was so down to earth. Even if when we stop over along these, we call them ultra shell. You know, my age will say, why call them ultra shell? We would stop. You know, when you go in, you are in the presence of a man of that stature, you'll always be stopped. But you would take his time, such that we also developed patience like he had for those that I don't know. You call them fans in the showbiz. I know with the premier, who are both swallows, you call them fans. I'm not quite sure. You call them fans. Yes, you would give them time and talk to them, and also take selfies. that's when I realized that he also give back to those that wish him well and in his acting, those that enjoy the good work that he does. In the family itself, he showed me one thing, that he's a man of determination. Would sit at times when we do, because we are above 18, we are allowed to do that. While we're talking, Adam said, you know, if I did not have the determination that I had, I wouldn't be where I am. That's, he told me his history, the difficulties that he encountered. But he said to me, all that I told myself was to ensure that I get to where I want to. He said to me, he even gave me the story of how he ended up acting. You know, he said to me, look at the family. Each and every person in the family has a role to play. And it is up to us who are there, who are maybe seen as better. He would say, nobody is better. Let us all move towards ensuring that we are all successful as a family. We all succeed. He would share his sad stories so I would understand that. And he made sure that we also embrace his past, the Mlangeni family. He made it a point that both families are able to work together and integrate without any difficulty. Some of his nephews in the Mlangeni family, they also call me Malume. It's because of the love that he had for both families. To his kids, Sugar was a loving father. He was dedicated to his family. Sugar would ensure that his family is taken care of. Some of the speakers alluded to the fact that he would work long hours. He would compensate for the hours that he had not been with his family. He used to say to me, I don't want the next person to go through the pain I went through when I was young. I said that painful experience will not go away, but that's what forced him to be a successful man that he was. Sugar had the talent. He was talented. Each time there's a congregation of a family, I wouldn't say family meeting because there is no chairperson or protocol followed. A congregation of the family, he'd do some of his arts. So he'd keep us in our tent house. We'll always laugh when he's there. Even those who are the younger Nawas will also love to be present, knowing that Sugar would be there. So he was an icon. And he was motivational to those who are young because they were seeing him as an idol. He would spend time talking to the younger kids and encourage them to move towards being successful. Where's Regina? Oh, she's around. I want to say this. It's myself and my other cousin, Uti. We once visited them at the Albertine, and we had to leave, myself and Uti and Don. Regina said, there goes the naughty boys. I support those that Sugar at times would be naughty, but that's being a human being. What I liked most about him was his humor. When we find ourselves in a difficult situation, he'd use his humor and we'll go through those difficult situations. Like, is it John Latta who indicated that would give somebody a name? Ata Esther Bunjan. Then we'll be under the impression that we know he knows that person, and only to find out that he doesn't know that person. He was always jolly. He was always jolly. Am I still on time or must I stop? Repeat up. I would say, as a family, during our difficult times, during the journey, I would call it a painful journey, when he passed on, we got a lot of support. The support that we got reflects the support or the good or the kindness that he showed to other people. Then they were reciprocating. My experience is that whatever that we've done to us, let it not be Nawa's only, because of the prominence of Pradon. He always said to me, never ever put what you are first. Be judged on what you do for the other people. Success to him was not him. It's how he would help a lot of people. That was his motto. And I used to also work with them in Ezigo theatrical production. But I was not an actor. I wasn't. So don't say talking about Ezigo theatrical, then you think I was acting. Now that he has passed on, they said he has these genes in the DNA. I must make sure that I transfer some of these things. They said he managed to do 4 scenes in one day. I think I'll start with 2. I'll make a public announcement as soon as I get those genes and tell you when am I going to get my 2 scenes. Thank you.
Good evening. I tried to just gather my words here, but just to introduce myself, I am Mlangeni, the firstborn daughter of Don Mlangeni. Sure, it's taking a lot for me to stand in front of everyone, but I was tapped on the shoulder as a big sister to try and speak a little bit on behalf of Abantwana, Umndeni, and Izulu. On behalf of my family and extended family, my siblings and his grandchildren, I'd like to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone for being here today to honor, remember, and celebrate my father's life. And to everyone here, your presence means the world. In a time like this, it's easy to feel lost. But looking around, I see just how much love surrounds us and how much of my father lives on in each and every one of you. So thank you for standing with us, for remembering him, and for reminding us that even in grief is connection, laughter, and love. Thank you once again.
But I would... they're changing my program. So which means we have come to the end of our program today. Thank you so, so much, everyone, for showing up for Pradon and the Mlangeni Nawa family. This is... I think he would possibly say more than he could ask for, because he was a humble servant at the end of the day. But beyond that, we remember Pradon as our father, our leader, our brilliant, brilliant thespian, and everything we've ever needed when we've called on him. I'd like to thank the Office of the Premier. I'd like to thank the Deputy Minister, the MEC of Sports, Arts and Culture, and the MMC Office of Community Development. I'd like to thank Cartel Events and Catering and Cartel Funeral Home. You guys have outdone yourselves today. Ruri Lefile Leloko, Lebradon, Siriti. I'd like to thank the Joburg City Theatre along with Soweto Theatre. Please do not forget that Bradon has a star here. He is engraved in stone as you step outside. I'd like to charge my fellow artists and creatives that in as much as government has already committed to something, we also need to commit to the extension of Bradon's legacy. That means the quality of the art that we put out has to be hands and shoulders above the rest of the world. Yes, I agree. If Bradon was in America, he absolutely would have gone toe-to-toe with a Denzel Washington. But that is the type of talent that lives here in Mzansi. That is our collective responsibility. Thank you for coming and honoring him. I'd like to thank every legend that I can see with my eye. And I can see so many legends and icons in the house. To come and stand with your comrade today. Our general has fallen, but his spirit is alive. Ngeke ngihambe nje ngibonge ngalendlela ngingakwazi ukubonga kahle cha angikhuliswa kanjalo ningibambeleni kancane lapho ngifune ukukhuluma into engasile siyabonga bomlangeni bomzilankatha onkambule rale boga bodausi bata samariri mo phatlheng. I'd like to release our delegates today. Premier, thank you once again for showing up for Ndade Don and the family. I'd also like to release the family. I'm going to close this off with Bright, and Bright is going to take us home. Thank you so much. My name is Nawa Langa. Safe trip home. Good day. Thank you.